Rewire Your Brain, Think Your Way to a Better Life by John B. Arden. Introduction. What if you could change the way you think, feel, and live, not by chance, but by choice? What if your brain wasn't a fixed, static structure, but a dynamic, ever-changing masterpiece, shaped by your actions, emotions, and habits? Welcome to Rewire Your Brain, Think Your Way to a Better Life, a revolutionary journey into the science of neuroplasticity, and how you can use it to transform your daily life. We begin with a simple, yet radical truth. Your brain is not hardwired. It's soft-wired, constantly evolving, constantly adapting. For generations, we believed the brain we were born with was the brain we were stuck with. That intelligence, behavior, even personality, were written in genetic stone. But neuroscience tells a different story. One that is far more hopeful and empowering. The discoveries of recent decades have revealed something truly profound. You can rewire your brain. Through focused attention, repeated action, and intentional habits, your brain creates new pathways. And this process, called neuroplasticity, is available to you at every stage of life. This audiobook isn't about quick fixes. It's about deep transformation, understanding how your brain functions, why it responds to fear or stress the way it does, and how you can shift it toward clarity, confidence, and peace. We'll explore how anxiety takes root in your amygdala, and how to calm it. We'll learn why your left frontal lobe is the seat of joy and hope, and how to activate it. We'll uncover the secrets of memory, nutrition, sleep, exercise, social bonding, and mindfulness, all keys to a vibrant and resilient brain. Along the way, you'll meet characters like Jane, who overcame her paralyzing fear of public speaking by rewiring the fear circuits in her brain. And Marley, who broke lifelong patterns of irritability by feeding her brain with focus, effort, effortlessness, and determination. Together, we'll walk through each chapter as a step on the path to your better self. Here's what you can expect: a breakdown of complex neuroscience in simple, relatable terms. Practical exercises you can apply immediately. A guide through emotional healing, mental clarity, and positive habit formation. And most importantly, a growing realization that your mind isn't your enemy, it's your most powerful ally. This audiobook is divided into 9 key themes. Each one builds upon the last, like neurons forming new connections. By the end, you'll not only understand your brain, you'll have begun to reshape it. So, hit the subscribe button. Take a deep breath. Let go of the idea that change is impossible. Because the truth is, you are not stuck. You are not broken. You are rewiring. Let's begin. Chapter 1. Firing the right cells together. Imagine your brain as a vast galaxy, sparkling with connections. Billions of neurons communicating, forming patterns, and rewriting themselves with every thought, every choice, every experience. In this chapter, we unlock the foundation of everything that follows. How habits shape your brain, and how you can reshape them. It begins with one profound discovery. Neurons that fire together, wire together. This phrase, coined in the world of neuroscience, explains how you build habits, both good and bad. Every time you repeat a thought or behavior, you reinforce the wiring between specific neurons. Over time, this becomes a well-trodden neural path. The more often you take that path, the easier it becomes. And here's the empowering truth. You can change the path. For decades, we thought the brain was hardwired, fixed, rigid, genetically determined. But modern science tells us otherwise. The brain is plastic, it changes. This concept is called neuroplasticity. When you learn something new, take a risk, or respond differently to an old trigger, you create a new connection. And with repetition, that connection becomes stronger, until it's second nature. Think about the first time you rode a bike. It was clumsy, wobbly, uncertain. But the more you practiced, the more automatic it became. That's neuroplasticity in action. It works the same way with emotions, thoughts, and behaviors. If you've spent years reacting to stress with fear or frustration, those pathways are deeply wired. But they're not permanent. You can rewire your responses. And it starts with intention. Let's talk about how. Dr. Arden introduces a powerful tool for rewiring your brain, a 4-step method called FEED. Focus. Effort. Effortlessness. Determination. Let's break it down. Focus. Focus is the spark that initiates neuroplasticity. When you direct your attention towards something, whether it's a habit you want to break or a new behavior you want to cultivate, you activate your prefrontal cortex. That's the executive center of your brain. Attention isn't passive. It's your first act of power. It's saying, "This matters." Want to remember someone's name? Focus. Want to shift your mindset when anxiety creeps in? Focus. It's the first gate to change. Effort. Next comes effort. Rewiring your brain doesn't happen without energy. Effort means repetition, practice, engagement. When you try something new, like responding calmly instead of lashing out, your brain lights up with activity. It's working hard to build a new connection. Think of it like laying a new trail through a forest. The first time you walk it, the way is rough. But each step clears the path a little more. You must do the thing, even if you don't feel like it. That's effort. And it's non-negotiable. Effortlessness. Then comes the magic, effortlessness. Over time, what once took great concentration becomes automatic. The new trail through your brain is clear. The neurons fire quickly, efficiently. This is the law of conservation of energy in your brain. What's easy gets repeated. What gets repeated becomes who you are. You no longer have to fight your old habit, it simply doesn't run the show anymore. Determination. Finally, determination. If focus is the spark, and effort is the fuel, determination is the engine that keeps the process moving forward. It's easy to slip back into old patterns. That's why determination matters. Not in a gritted teeth, white-knuckle way, but as a steady, daily practice. Small choices. Repeated. Let's bring this to life with a story. Marley was tired of being irritable. Her family felt it. She felt it. So she came to therapy, hoping for a quick fix. But the therapist told her, "If you want to change your brain, you must feed it." Marley began by focusing on the moment before she snapped. That tiny pause. That sliver of awareness. Then, she made the effort to respond differently. To speak kindly. To breathe. It wasn't perfect. But with repetition, it became easier. Effort turned into effortlessness. And over time, she stuck with it. She was determined. And her brain rewired itself. That's transformation, from the inside out. What does this mean for you? It means that you are not your habits. You are the architect of your brain. And the blueprint is feed. So today, choose one thing. One thought. One behavior. One pattern you want to change. Then focus. Apply effort. Wait for effortlessness. And keep going, with quiet determination. Your brain will respond. Because neurons that fire together, wire together. Chapter 2, Taming Your Amygdala. There's a part of your brain that's been keeping you safe for thousands of years. It watches for danger. It sounds the alarm. It prepares you to fight, flee, or freeze. It's called the amygdala. In the wild, your amygdala might have saved you from a predator. But today, the threats are different. A tough conversation. A blank screen during a big presentation. An unexpected bill. A memory. And still, the alarm rings loud. Too loud. Too often. In this chapter, we'll learn how to tame your amygdala, not shut it down, but teach it when it's okay to relax. We'll explore how to bring your frontal lobes back into power, so fear no longer runs the show. Let's start with the science. What is the amygdala? The amygdala is a small, almond-shaped structure deep within your brain. It's part of your limbic system, your emotional brain. And its main job? Detecting threats. When triggered, it sends a powerful message to the rest of your body. Get ready, something's wrong! Your heart races. your muscles tense. Your breathing shortens. Your thoughts scatter. This is called the fight or flight response. It's ancient. It's automatic. And it's not always accurate. False alarms. Sometimes, the amygdala misreads the situation. You're not in danger, but your body reacts like you are. Public speaking? Rejection? Criticism? To the amygdala, these feel like existential threats. So it overreacts. And that overreaction becomes a habit. But here's the good news. Your frontal cortex, the rational, thoughtful part of your brain, can step in. It can say, "Hold on. This isn't a lion. It's just an email." You just have to train it. Jane, for example, had a paralyzing fear of public speaking. Even thinking about standing in front of a group would cause her palms to sweat and her heart to race. Her amygdala wasn't just active, it was in control. So we began the process of rewiring. We started small. Rewiring with feed. First, Jane learned to focus. Not on the crowd. Not on failure. But on something she loved about her work, a product she helped design. That focus shifted attention from fear to purpose. Then came effort. Jane practiced explaining the project one-on-one. Then to a friend. Then to 2 colleagues. Little by little, her brain started learning. This is safe. This is manageable. As she kept practicing, it became more effortless. Her amygdala quieted. Her frontal lobes took charge. And finally, determination, repeating the process enough times to make calm the new normal. This isn't magic. It's neuroplasticity. The alarm system learns. The brain rewires. And it starts with exposure. Exposure, training your brain. One of the most effective techniques to calm the amygdala is exposure. It's used in evidence-based therapy, and it's based on a simple truth. Avoidance strengthens fear. Exposure shrinks it. When you avoid what makes you anxious, your amygdala learns. That must be dangerous. Avoid it again. But when you approach it, gently and gradually, your brain learns something new. I survived that. Maybe it's not so bad. The trick is to start small and safe. Don't go straight into a storm. Walk through light rain. Build resilience, one step at a time. Nervous system balance. Your body has 2 key systems working behind the scenes. The sympathetic nervous system, which revs you up. And the parasympathetic nervous system, which calms you down. Think of them as the gas and brake pedals in your car. If your amygdala is the gas, then your breath is the brake. Try this now. Breathe in slowly for 4 seconds. Hold for 2. And exhale for 6. Again. This activates your parasympathetic system, signaling to your brain. You're safe. You've just told your amygdala to stand down. Tools for calming fear. Let's summarize a few powerful tools you can use right away. Name it to tame it. When you feel anxiety rise, say it. This is fear. This is a false alarm. Naming emotions engages your frontal lobe. Shift your attention. Focus on the task, not the fear. Talk about your work, not about what others think of you. Use your body. Walk, stretch, breathe. Your physiology informs your psychology. Expose, don't avoid. Start with manageable challenges and build upward. Practice daily. Rewiring doesn't happen all at once. It happens every day. Your amygdala is not the enemy. It's just overprotective. Like a loyal guard dog barking at the mailman. But with calm, consistent training, you can teach it what's truly dangerous and what isn't. You have the tools. You have the brain. And now you have the knowledge. So take a deep breath. Feel the fear. And rewire anyway. Chapter 3, Shifting Left. Have you ever wondered why some people bounce back from setbacks with grace, while others spiral into despair? Why some wake up ready to face the day, and others wake up wishing the day was over? It turns out, part of the answer lies in your brain. Specifically, in your left frontal lobe. In this chapter, we'll explore what Dr. Arden calls shifting left, a method for rewiring your brain toward hope, energy, and optimism by activating this powerful region of your mind. Let's begin with the science. The left versus right frontal lobe. Your frontal lobes sit at the front of your brain, right behind your forehead. These are your highest functioning areas. They help you plan, focus, regulate emotions, and make meaning. But the left and right sides serve different roles. The right frontal lobe leans toward withdrawal, caution, and detecting threats. The left frontal lobe is associated with engagement, motivation, and, most importantly, positive emotions. Research has shown that people with higher left frontal activation experience more joy, curiosity, and resilience. On the flip side, when this area is underactive, it's often linked to depression and hopelessness. So, if you want to shift from a negative mindset to a more positive one, you don't just change your thoughts. You change your brain. You shift left from down to determined. Dr. Arden shares an important insight. Behavior activates biology. That means, if you're waiting to feel better before taking action, you're doing it backwards. The action comes first. The mood follows. This is the core idea behind behavioral activation. A key tool in cognitive behavioral therapy. Let's say you've had a rough week. You're feeling drained. Your left frontal lobe isn't lighting up. The last thing you want to do is go outside, call a friend, or move your body. But doing those things anyway, even if they feel awkward or effortful, triggers left frontal activity. Small actions. Repeated. That's how you shift left. Light, biochemistry, and mood. There's another natural way to boost your left frontal activation. Light. Exposure to natural sunlight in the morning helps regulate your circadian rhythm. It boosts serotonin, your brain's natural mood stabilizer, and reduces depressive symptoms. Try this. Tomorrow morning, step outside for 10 minutes. Feel the sun on your skin. Let your eyes gently take in the daylight. It's a simple act, but one that tells your brain, the day has begun. Let's engage. You're not passively waiting for your brain to feel better. You're leading it there, one decision at a time. Cognitive restructuring. Now let's add another layer, cognitive restructuring. This is the art of challenging negative thoughts and replacing them with balanced, realistic ones. Say you catch yourself thinking, nothing ever goes right for me. Instead of letting that belief grow stronger, you pause, and you question it. Is that true? Is it always true? What has gone right recently? By confronting your inner dialogue with curiosity instead of judgment, you redirect your attention, and with it, your neural activity. Over time, your brain stops defaulting to hopelessness. It starts looking for opportunities, possibilities, strength. That's the magic of shifting left. Feed in action. Let's connect this to the feed method. Focus. Notice when you're feeling low. Observe the thought patterns that follow. Effort. Take a small action. Go for a walk, talk to someone, or do a simple task. Effortlessness. As you repeat these actions, they become easier. Your mood begins to lift naturally. Determination. You stay consistent, knowing that the brain responds to repetition. This isn't about pretending everything is perfect. It's about creating momentum. Moving from paralysis to participation. You may not always be able to change what's happening around you, but you can change your brain's response. You can light up the part of you that believes, hopes, and tries again. You can shift left. Chapter 4: Cultivating Memory. Memory is the thread that weaves your life together. It tells you who you are. It helps you learn, connect, and grow. But here's the truth many never realize. Memory is not just something you have. It's something you can build. In this chapter, we explore how memory forms in the brain, and how you can use simple techniques to train your memory, strengthen recall, and rewire your brain for sharper thinking. Let's start with the foundation. Memory and neuroplasticity. Every time you remember something new, you are literally rewiring your brain. Neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to form new connections, makes this possible. memory lives in multiple parts of your brain. Two of the most important players? The hippocampus, which forms new memories, and the amygdala, which attaches emotional intensity. When something is meaningful, emotional, or repeated, your brain marks it as important. That's what strengthens the memory. So if you want to remember something better, make it emotional, make it meaningful, and repeat it. The brain's strategy for memory. Here's a brain-based truth. The brain remembers what you focus on, and it forgets what you ignore. Dr. Arden reminds us that attention is the first step in memory formation. No focus? No memory. So let's walk through 3 memory-enhancing strategies you can use today. 1. Association. The brain loves patterns. It remembers things by linking them. Want to remember someone's name? Associate it with something visual. If you meet a man named Frank and he has a tall frame, picture him holding a hot dog, Frank the Frankfurter. Yes, it sounds silly. But that's why it works. The brain remembers what's vivid and odd. Try linking new information with existing memories. The stronger the link, the stronger the memory. 2. Repetition and review. Repetition turns short-term memory into long-term memory. But how you repeat matters. The technique is called spaced repetition. Instead of cramming all at once, you review material at increasing intervals. 1 hour, then 1 day, then 1 week, then 1 month. This strengthens the neural connections with each pass. And here's a pro tip. Recall information actively, not passively. Instead of just rereading, quiz yourself. Say it out loud. Teach it to someone else. That's how your brain locks it in. 3. Visualization and mnemonics. The brain is highly visual. You remember stories and pictures far more easily than abstract lists. Let's try a mnemonic device. To remember the Great Lakes, use the acronym HOMES. Huron, Ontario, Michigan, Erie, Superior. That trick gives your brain a framework, a mental handle to hold on to. Another strategy, create a mind palace. Imagine walking through a familiar space, like your home, and placing information in specific locations. Each room holds a concept or idea. Later, when you want to recall the info, just walk through your mind palace and retrieve it. This technique, used by memory champions, is both fun and astonishingly effective. Memory and sleep. You might not expect it, but sleep is one of the most powerful tools for memory. Why? Because while you sleep, your brain consolidates memories. It sorts what you learned during the day and stores it properly. Skipping sleep is like scribbling notes and tossing them into a cluttered drawer. But when you sleep deeply, especially during REM and slow-wave sleep, your brain files those notes in the right place. So if you want to boost memory, start by getting enough rest. Exercise and brain fuel. Exercise isn't just good for your body, it's crucial for memory. Physical movement increases blood flow to your brain, promotes neurogenesis, the birth of new neurons, and enhances learning. One of the key players here is BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor. Think of it as Miracle-Gro for your brain. Exercise increases it. Even 20 minutes of walking can help your brain retain more information. And don't forget your diet. Foods rich in omega-3 fatty acids, antioxidants, and amino acids give your neurons the raw materials they need to communicate. Memory and mood. Let's not forget the emotional dimension. When you're anxious or depressed, memory suffers. That's because stress hormones like cortisol interfere with memory retrieval. The key is balance. By calming your brain, through mindfulness, rest, and social connection, you actually improve your capacity to learn and remember. A calm brain is a receptive brain. And a positive mood enhances memory formation. Feed your memory. Let's apply the feed method here. Focus. Give full attention to what you want to remember. Effort. Use tools like repetition, association, and visualization. Effortlessness. Over time, recall becomes natural and quick. Determination. Make memory training a habit, not a one-time trick. Your memory is not fixed. It's fluid, trainable, expansive. You can sharpen it, strengthen it, rewire it, one day, one moment, one technique at a time. So don't just rely on your memory. Invest in it. Because the more you remember, the more fully you can live. Chapter 5: Fueling Your Brain. You wouldn't fuel a high-performance car with low-grade gasoline. So why do we expect our brain to run on junk? Your brain is an energy-hungry engine, just 2% of your body's weight, but consuming 20% of its energy. To think clearly, to feel balanced, to learn, remember, and adapt. Your brain needs the right fuel. In this chapter, we explore how nutrition and neurochemistry shape your thoughts, emotions, and cognitive health. Let's dive in. The brain's biochemical symphony. Your brain is an electrochemical organ. Neurons fire messages using neurotransmitters, tiny messengers like serotonin, dopamine, and norepinephrine. These neurotransmitters don't appear by magic. They're made from the nutrients you consume. No raw materials? No mood. No motivation. No memory. Food is not just sustenance. It's brain chemistry. Let's look at the nutrients that build a better brain. Amino acids, the building blocks. Amino acids are the foundation of neurotransmitters. Tryptophan turns into serotonin, the mood stabilizer. Tyrosine turns into dopamine, the motivator. Glutamine supports learning and memory. You'll find these in foods like eggs, turkey, beans, and yogurt. Without enough amino acids, your brain can't build the chemicals it needs to help you feel calm, alert, and focused. Vitamins and minerals, the brain's co-pilots. Your body needs a host of vitamins and minerals to support brain health. B vitamins help regulate mood and produce energy. Magnesium calms the nervous system. Zinc supports memory. Iron helps deliver oxygen to the brain. If you're feeling tired, foggy, or emotionally flat, you might not need more coffee, you might need more nutrients. A balanced brain starts with balanced input. Fats, feeding neuroplasticity. Your brain is nearly 60% fat. And the fats you eat directly affect the flexibility of your brain cells. This flexibility is key to neuroplasticity, your brain's ability to adapt and grow. Enter omega-3 fatty acids. You'll find them in fatty fish like salmon and mackerel, chia seeds, flax seeds, and walnuts, algae-based supplements for plant-based diets. Omega-3s build healthy cell membranes, so messages pass quickly and smoothly between neurons. They also reduce inflammation, which is linked to depression and cognitive decline. Want to think clearer? Feel better? Age slower? Feed your brain good fat. What to avoid? Just as some foods fuel the brain, others cloud it. Let's talk about the usual suspects. Sugar spikes energy, then crashes it. Linked to inflammation and mood swings. Highly processed foods, stripped of nutrients, high in additives. Trans fats, found in fried and packaged foods, they stiffen cell membranes. Excess caffeine or alcohol disrupts sleep and mood regulation. None of this means you have to be perfect. But small, consistent changes make a big neurological difference. The brain-boosting plate. Here's a simple way to visualize a brain-friendly meal. Protein supports neurotransmitter production. Colorful vegetables, packed with antioxidants and vitamins. Healthy fats, omega-3s for brain flexibility. Whole grains, steady glucose for energy. Water, because even mild dehydration reduces cognitive performance. And don't forget fermented foods, like yogurt, kimchi, or kefir. They support gut health, which is deeply connected to your brain through the gut-brain axis. Your brain on water. You're made mostly of water, and so is your brain. Even mild dehydration can impair focus, memory, and mood. Try this. Drink a full glass of water first thing in the morning. Keep a bottle with you throughout the day. Pay attention to energy dips. They're often hydration cues. Brain fog might just be thirst in disguise. What about supplements? If your diet lacks certain nutrients, or your lifestyle is demanding, supplements may help. Look for omega-3s, EPA and DHA, B-complex vitamins, magnesium glycinate, vitamin D3 if you get little sunlight, probiotics for gut-brain balance. But always check with a health professional. Supplements support, but don't replace, a healthy diet. Feed your brain chemistry. Let's apply the feed method. Focus. Pay attention to how foods affect your energy and mood. Effort. Make thoughtful choices, shop smart, prep meals. Effortlessness. Over time, clean eating becomes second nature. Determination. Stay consistent. Your brain will thank you. You don't have to overhaul everything overnight. Just begin. One food. One meal. One swap. Because every bite is a message to your brain. And every nutrient is a building block for the life you want to lead. You can think better. Feel better. Live better. And it starts with what's on your plate. Chapter 6. Healthy Habits. Your habits are not just things you do. They are things you become. Each routine, every action you repeat, shapes your brain in subtle, powerful ways. From how you move, to how you sleep, to how you start and end each day. These are not minor details. They are the architecture of neuroplasticity. In this chapter, we explore how your daily habits, especially exercise and sleep, boost neurogenesis, regulate mood, and strengthen your brain for the long run. Let's start with movement. Move to rewire, exercise and the brain. Exercise isn't just about burning calories or building muscle. It's about building new brain cells. That's right. Physical activity stimulates neurogenesis, the birth of new neurons, particularly in the hippocampus, the part of your brain responsible for learning and memory. One of the key chemicals involved is BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor. BDNF is like fertilizer for your brain. And when you move your body, BDNF production skyrockets. Here's what happens when you exercise. Blood flow increases to the brain. Oxygen and nutrients are delivered more efficiently. Neurotransmitters like dopamine and serotonin are released. Stress hormones are reduced. Your brain becomes sharper, calmer, and more adaptable. And you don't have to train for a marathon. Just 20 to 30 minutes of moderate movement, like walking, cycling, dancing, or yoga, can transform your mental state. Start with what you enjoy. Do it regularly. And watch your brain respond. Neurogenesis, birth of new brain cells. Neurogenesis used to be considered impossible. For years, scientists believed we were born with all the brain cells we'd ever have. But we now know that even in adulthood, you can grow new neurons. Where? Primarily in the hippocampus, your brain's memory center. Neurogenesis is enhanced by exercise, deep sleep, omega-3 fatty acids, learning new things, social connection, reduced chronic stress. And the opposite? Sedentary behavior, poor sleep, isolation, constant cortisol. You're not stuck with the brain you have. You're always building the brain you'll have next. Sleep, the brain's reset button. Now, let's talk about sleep. Sleep is not optional for brain health, it's essential. While you sleep, your brain consolidates memories, regulates hormones, flushes out toxins, repairs cells, reinforces what you learned during the day. You've probably noticed. One night of poor sleep makes it harder to focus, regulate emotions, and make decisions. Sleep deprivation is neurotoxic. And chronic sleep loss accelerates cognitive decline. Adults need 7 to 9 hours a night. Not as a luxury, but as a biological requirement. Let's make it happen. Sleep habits that rewire. Try these brain-friendly sleep habits. 1. Consistent schedule. Go to bed and wake up at the same time daily, even weekends. 2. Wind down, power down screens 1 hour before bed. Dim lights. Lower the volume of life. 3. Cool and dark. Your brain sleeps best in cool, quiet, and dark environments. 4. Avoid stimulants late, skip caffeine or heavy meals in the evening. 5. Create a ritual, stretch, journal, meditate, whatever helps you signal it's time to rest. Sleep is where the brain files the day's learning. It's the place where neuroplasticity locks in. And it's one of the most powerful acts of self-care you can practice. Habits as neural training. Your daily habits become neural scripts. Brush your teeth with the same hand? Drive the same route? Eat the same breakfast? These routines automate brain energy, freeing up space for creativity and decision-making. But here's the opportunity. When you add new habits or shift old ones, your brain grows new pathways. Want to build confidence? Practice self-affirmation every morning. Want to improve memory? Learn a new language, skill, or puzzle. Want to feel more grounded? Walk outdoors daily and connect with nature. Healthy habits equals healthy circuits. Daily disciplines equals long-term brain strength. You are not at the mercy of your brain. You are its sculptor. Feed your daily life. Let's bring back the feed method. Focus. What small change can you commit to today? Effort. Begin, even if it's uncomfortable. Effortlessness. Watch new habits become second nature. Determination. Stay with it. Daily effort becomes lifelong growth. Your habits aren't just routines. They are neural invitations. Each one says to your brain, "This is who I want to become." So move your body. Honor your sleep. Practice routines that uplift and restore. Because every healthy habit you choose is a vote for the person you're becoming. Chapter 7: Social Medicine. You were born to connect. Long before you spoke, before you walked, you reached for another human being. A parent, a caregiver, a presence. And that instinct, to connect, is wired into your brain. In this chapter, we explore the science of social medicine, how relationships heal us, protect our brains, and shape who we become. The social brain. Our brains are not solitary systems. They are deeply social organs. When you engage in a meaningful conversation, laugh with a friend, or receive a hug, your brain releases oxytocin, often called the bonding hormone. Oxytocin calms the amygdala. It reduces stress hormones like cortisol. It boosts feelings of trust, empathy, and safety. We were never meant to go it alone. Social connection isn't just nice to have, it's essential for brain health, relationships, and resilience. People with strong social ties tend to live longer, recover faster from illness, experience less anxiety and depression, show better memory and cognition as they age. Why? Because connection regulates your nervous system. When you're stressed, the mere presence of a trusted person can calm your brain and body. It's called co-regulation, one nervous system calming another. You've felt this before. A hug that steadies your breathing. A voice that grounds you. A conversation that brings clarity. These aren't just emotional comforts, they're neural events. Isolation and the brain. On the flip side, isolation is toxic to the brain. Loneliness has been linked to higher cortisol levels, poorer sleep, increased inflammation, cognitive decline, and even a higher risk of Alzheimer's. Chronic loneliness activates the brain's pain circuits. It literally hurts. That's why reconnecting, at any age, in any stage, is one of the most powerful things you can do for your mental health. It's never too late to build a new bond. And one authentic connection is better than 100 surface-level ones. The power of being seen. Human beings thrive when they feel seen. When someone listens, really listens, your brain lights up. Your sense of identity stabilizes. Your stress softens. Therapists call it holding space. It's when someone stays present, without judgment, while you share something vulnerable. But this isn't limited to therapy. You can hold space for a friend, for a child, for yourself. And in doing so, you create a safe neural environment, a place where rewiring becomes possible. Practice connection daily. Social medicine doesn't have to be complex. It's the daily rituals that matter most. Making eye contact. Asking how someone really feels. Turning off distractions and turning toward presence. Saying, "Thank you, I hear you, I'm with you." These small moments send powerful signals to your brain. I belong. I'm not alone. And in turn, you create those same signals for others. Mirror neurons and empathy. Your brain is equipped with mirror neurons, cells that activate both when you do something and when you observe someone else doing it. These neurons are the biological basis for empathy. When you see someone smile, your brain lights up as if you were smiling. When someone cries, you may feel a lump in your throat. This deep resonance connects us, brain to brain, heart to heart. The more present you are, the more you feel with others, not just for them. The more your brain practices compassion, and the stronger those circuits become. Feed in relationships. Let's apply feed to your social brain. Focus. Be fully present with someone today. No phones, no multitasking. Effort. Start the conversation, offer the hug, ask the question. Effortlessness. Over time, connection becomes more natural. Determination. Keep reaching out, even when it's hard or awkward. Closing reflection. The human brain heals through connection. It's not just what you think or what you eat, it's who you share life with. So nurture your relationships. Repair the rifts that matter. Show up, for others and for yourself. Because when you connect with another person, you're not just sharing space. You're rewiring your brain for resilience. Chapter 8. Resiliency and Wisdom. There's a myth that aging is all decline. That as we grow older, we grow weaker, mentally, emotionally, physically. But neuroscience and lived experience tell a different story. Yes, some changes are inevitable. But many of the most powerful qualities of the mind, resilience, insight, empathy, and wisdom, can grow stronger with age. In this chapter, we explore how positive psychology, the science of strengths and flourishing, combines with brain science to help you age with grace, purpose, and clarity. Aging in the brain, what really happens? It's true that some cognitive processes, like rapid recall and multitasking, tend to slow with age. But other mental capacities actually improve. Emotional regulation, pattern recognition, depth of insight, perspective taking, long-term decision-making. This is the gift of a well-used brain. It trades speed for wisdom. And thanks to neuroplasticity, your brain remains adaptable throughout life. Especially when stimulated by learning, connection, and purpose. Resilience, bouncing back stronger. Resilience isn't about avoiding hardship. It's about recovering from it, and learning in the process. The most resilient people don't avoid suffering. They extract meaning from it. Resilience involves several core traits. Optimism, believing that challenges are temporary and growth is possible. Adaptability, the ability to shift strategies and remain flexible. Self-efficacy, confidence in your ability to take action. Connection, leaning on others in healthy, reciprocal ways. And here's the best part. Resilience is not a trait you're born with. It's a skill you can build, with intention and repetition. Positive psychology in action. Dr. Arden draws from positive psychology, the study of strengths, virtues, and what makes life worth living. Instead of only asking, "What's wrong with me?" we ask, "What's strong in me?" This shift trains your brain to look for resources, not just problems. Let's try it. 3 questions to rewire resilience. Take a quiet moment and reflect on these. 1. What challenges have I already overcome? 2. What strengths did I use to get through them? 3. How can I use those same strengths now? Your past is full of evidence that you've endured, adapted, and grown. Let your brain remember that. The aging brain and wisdom. Wisdom is the integration of knowledge and experience. It's seeing the big picture, the long view. And while it may not be as fast or flashy as youthful intelligence, wisdom is deeper, steadier, and more compassionate. Wise minds know when to speak and when to stay silent, when to push and when to let go. That uncertainty is part of life, and doesn't need to be feared. The aging brain prioritizes meaning over novelty. And this makes it a powerful guide for you and for those you influence. Building resilience and wisdom through habits. Here's how you can rewire your brain for resilience and wisdom at any age. Keep learning. Read, take a course, try a new hobby. Learning creates new neural pathways. Reflect intentionally, journal, meditate, or discuss what matters most with others. Embrace perspective, seek out different viewpoints. Ask deeper questions. Engage in service. Helping others enhances meaning and builds mental strength. Practice gratitude. This rewires your attention toward the positive, even in hard times. You're not just aging. You're integrating. Your brain is taking a lifetime of experience and distilling it into insight. Feed for resilience and growth. As always, let's apply the feed method. Focus. Notice your internal dialogue. Are you reinforcing helplessness or strength? Effort. Practice resilience through reflection, reframing, and action. Effortlessness. Over time, optimism becomes more natural. Determination. Keep showing up, even when it's uncomfortable. Final reflection. You are not your age. You are your evolution. Every day is a chance to build strength, insight, and peace. To be both softer and stronger. More open and more grounded. This is not the decline of your brain. It's the refinement of it. So breathe deeply. Trust your story. And carry your wisdom forward. Chapter 9. The Mindful Attitude. There is a space between stimulus and response. A moment where choice lives. Most of us miss it. We react, we rush, we repeat. But what if we could pause? What if we could notice, before we respond? That's the heart of this chapter. The mindful attitude, a state of awareness that changes your brain, your emotions, and your life. What is mindfulness? Mindfulness means paying attention on purpose, in the present moment, and without judgment. It sounds simple, but it's revolutionary. When you are mindful, you don't resist the moment, you observe it. You don't suppress your emotions, you notice them. You don't avoid discomfort, you stay with it gently, curiously. This act of compassionate attention rewires your brain. The neuroscience of mindfulness. Research shows that regular mindfulness practice shrinks the amygdala, reducing reactivity, thickens the prefrontal cortex, enhancing decision-making and focus, increases gray matter density in areas related to memory, empathy, and emotional regulation, lowers levels of cortisol, the stress hormone, boosts serotonin and other mood-enhancing chemicals. You're not just sitting quietly. You're reshaping your mind from the inside out. This is mental fitness. And it begins with a breath. Try this, 1-minute mindfulness. Let's take one mindful minute together. Wherever you are, just pause. Close your eyes or soften your gaze. Bring your attention to your breath. Inhale. Feel the air enter your nose. Exhale. Feel your body soften. Let go of fixing, striving, analyzing. Just breathe. And notice. That's it. You've practiced mindfulness. Even 1 minute a day begins to shift your neural wiring. Meditation as brain training. Mindfulness becomes even more powerful when practiced consistently through meditation. Meditation is not about clearing your mind. It's about returning your attention, again and again, to the present. There are many forms. Breath awareness. Focus on your inhale and exhale. Body scan. Gently notice sensations, tension, relaxation. Loving kindness. Send compassion to yourself and others. Focused attention. Use a mantra or object as your anchor. Open monitoring. Watch thoughts arise and pass without attaching. You don't need to sit for hours. Even 5 to 10 minutes a day strengthens your attention circuits. It's not about perfection. It's about practice. Default mode versus direct mode. Your brain has two primary modes. The default mode network, linked to mind wandering, overthinking, self-criticism. The task-positive network, linked to focus, action, and presence. Mindfulness helps you shift from default mode to direct experience. Instead of being trapped in rumination, you return to what's actually happening, right here, right now. This single shift can reduce anxiety, boost focus, and create a sense of calm that no external event can give you. Mindfulness in daily life. Mindfulness isn't limited to meditation. You can practice it while brushing your teeth, while eating, slowing down and savoring each bite, while walking, feeling the ground beneath your feet, while listening, giving someone your full attention. Any moment becomes a doorway to awareness, if you pause and enter it. Feed and the mindful brain. Let's apply feed to mindfulness. Focus. Choose a single object of attention, your breath, a sound, a word. Effort. Return to that object, again and again, without judgment. Effortlessness. Over time, your mind becomes less reactive, more spacious. Determination. Practice daily, even for a few minutes, and watch your brain shift. Closing reflection. Mindfulness is not an escape from life, it's a return to it. Each breath is an anchor. Each pause is a doorway. Each moment is a chance to rewire. You don't have to chase peace. You simply create the conditions where peace can emerge. So pause, breathe, and begin again. Conclusion. You've just taken a powerful journey into your brain, your habits, your thoughts, and your potential. What you've learned isn't theory. It's transformation science, rooted in neuroplasticity, and fueled by practice. You now know the truth. You are not stuck. You are not broken. You are rewiring. Let's take a moment to reflect on where we've been, and what you can carry forward. Put this into practice. Here are 5 ways to apply what you've learned. 1. Start small. Choose one habit you'd like to shift. Use the feed method. 2. Practice daily. Even 5 minutes of mindfulness or movement begins rewiring. 3. Nourish yourself. Eat for your brain. Sleep for your memory. Move for your mood. 4. Connect. Call a friend. Be present. Let yourself be seen. 5. Reflect. Journal your progress. Celebrate small shifts. Keep going. Neuroplasticity doesn't mean perfection. It means progress. Your brain is listening. Your habits are shaping it. And every moment is another chance to begin again. Final thought. You are not just a passenger in your own life. You are the driver. You are the rewiring. You are the work and the reward. So pause, breathe, and remind yourself. I have the power to change. Because my brain can change. If this audiobook inspired you, share it with someone who needs a little hope, a little clarity, or a reminder that they are not stuck. And be sure to subscribe to hear more science-based, life-changing audiobooks and guided insights. Your brain is your most powerful tool. Let's keep sharpening it, together. Thank you for listening to Rewire Your Brain. Be kind to yourself. And keep rewiring.